Hey guys, Mecha-san here with more of the motion manga Mobile Suit, Gundam Seed, Eclipse. This is the final part of Episode 5 here. And the thumbnail, we see the Ale Calamity Gundam again. I do wonder what's his story here. Part of me thinks he could be with the clan, a subsidiary, or maybe like Liberian Works. It's gotta be something or other here. I mean, it seems this guy here is manipulating both sides here, at least people think or something. I don't know what's going on here. Like, obviously the pilot's bad news, but the people, like the pilot girl, the mechanics, the technicians, what's their story? We already learned a lot about Hiro, and Kyo, and just the Eclipse Gundam, why he's a pilot here, and the reason for that is kind of silly, but whatever. So yeah, let's just see this. Okay, Gundam Seed Eclipse. He's the best yet, best pilot Eclipse. And that moment, I honestly thought my father had gone soft with age. Had gone soft with age. Just a top secret mobile suit to a civilian who was neither soldier nor military contractor and had no combat experience. That he wasn't a judge. It wasn't in the judgment of a sound mind. But it certainly sounds like the typical sound judgment in Gundam. But yeah, I love how they're making fun of this. It's like, yeah, it's like I hope they bring up Kira Yamato some way, but yeah, it's happened before. And look how well that went. Plus, has contributed effectively to this point. Well, to him. Then from using his own body. Yeah, it seems that suit. I thought my father was going to make life miserable at first, but maybe he's been helping all along. Possibly. Lowered it down a bit. Ouch. Damn. One of the things mangas can do that would be just incredibly taxing and time consuming to do an anime and to replicate an anime is show the damage like this. It's like, wow, we see just how much of the shoulder armor was melted and had and obviously splash damage from the beam and everything. It's like you could even see it reach some of it to the chest piece right here. Ow. And like, yeah, even some of the head. Ooh. We at Ord are not soldiers. Our plan merely when something is destroyed or someone is killed. Your time of peace, not war. We must not make the last choice. Another reason the player kills as soon as possible. The frame itself has escaped damage, but the ship suffered major impact. I'll say. Yeah, I mean, I got him. And that's just the like we see here. It's like how much. What about the more sensitive component in the shoulders, in the shoulder areas? Again, look at. They have to use a power cutter right here. Wow, power saw. Transformation to mobile armor support. Yeah, the shoulder being shipped from the Orb mainland. The part still existed. Enough for 2 units? You have enough spare parts for to build 2 units. So this is supposedly the Unit 2 model here we've heard about. What was that MS? The Zaku. It wasn't a Zaf model. You sure? I mean, judging from its design, it's kind of clearly Zaft inspired here. The mono-eyed is a big, fat, obvious giveaway. Yeah, a unit that's never been revealed to the public. Yeah, pretty much. So that's it. Whatever it was, hiding it was so important they resorted to drastic measures. What about the other unit that attacked us? Yeah, they destroyed it. Even though the legs, they can recover the leg parts here, but that doesn't tell much. I mean, the thing that could have tell them any information, any good hard evidence was in the cockpit with the computer and everything like that, and that's just been destroyed. So it was only brief cut on camera. However, during the war, you can count the number of modes that were capable of a beam with that much firepower. You can count on one hand the number. Yeah. Launcher, Strike Gundam, Calamity Gundam, the Freedom Gundam, technically the Aegis Gundam with its Skyla cannon. That's kinda it here. Beam weapon, mobile suit scale beam weaponry was still very new technology at the time, and as such, they were power hungry here. They weren't that energy efficient here, so not every mobile suit was equipped with beam weapons of that destructive output during the First War. It wasn't until later war, with advancement in battery technology and improvements in beam weapon energy efficiency, that more and more could be done. That's why, like, we have the Abyss Gundam here with all those cannons. Called a Slung, which was equipped. Was a Calamity. Yeah, and yeah, technically there was a sword Calamity here, but to emphasize that it was meant for close quarter combat, the chest cannon on the sword Calamity, the output was reduced to only 30% of its full output in compared to the original Calamity. The Atlantic Federation Island of Guam, we're so busy we don't even have time. Alright, the Atlantic Federation, that's already a bad sight. You're telling me our fellow countrymen are so caught up in the post-war race for power, they don't even give a thought to disturbances out here? Yep. Yeah, post-war race for power. And keep in mind, people, by this point, the Junius 7 Treaty, was signed here, which puts limit on several things, but yeah, they're still making weapons, stuff like that. It's an arms race here. People are trying to imitate the Strike Gundam. Let's not be cynical. It's just pirate. Pirate's still an issue? Alright, yeah, that's cool. Ooh. Oh, that thing could die. It's one unit, it's a Gundam. And my guys are loaded! Yep! You know, I gotta wonder here, how strong is the end jammer interference in this area right now? Because, well, the thing in Seed here, it's not Minovsky particles, it's end jammers that block things like radar and I think even laser. However, that does not block thermal detection systems here. As we've seen in the show, identify several suits here by simply matching their heat signature profiles, and yet they couldn't. Yet they couldn't detect that thing at all. They clearly weren't looking here. They're kind of being complacent, thinking, "Oh, we're just pirates. We could just scare them off." So yeah, but at the same time, if they didn't have Endjammers suffering from Endjammers, it makes me wonder. It's like we see just how packed the Ale Calamity is with all the weapons. And more guns than I can ever fit in a fighter. And look at that. Oh boy, yeah. A disaster indeed. Oh ho ho. I got a little too close to them. A little? I may have fired too much bloodlust. I think we've been bullying someone. No fun, yeah. Yeah, technically, who cares? They're Atlantic Federation. It takes depth to make people say, yeah. Atlantic Federation, Nauru Island. It takes depth to make people understand. Certainly sounds like someone who was from the Atlantic Federation. Or someone who actually suffered. Yeah, the sad thing is, that kind of mindset is prevalent throughout Seed here, especially with how things literally got genocidal at the very end of the first war there. Those are feelings that will not just go away to post-smoke like that after post-war here. No. That'll remain for a while, and while you're hoping for it to slowly ebb away, you gotta deal with those that don't want that. They want to keep those feelings like the fire lit and even grow an inferno. But yeah, it's like, wow. Oh yeah, this really shows here. It's like, look, the thing was just packed with guns here, just packed with missiles, guns, and such in ways that no fighter craft could ever hope so. So for everyone that says, "Oh well, mobile suits they wouldn't work here," we got radar here. Freaking fighters can just throw their missiles from beyond visual range and everything like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I don't deny they can do that. My question is, do you really think the mobile suit wouldn't be equipped to do that as well? In fact, he'll be able to. Frankly, one mobile suit should be able to work like, I don't know, the full missile loadout of maybe 3 or 4 fighter crafts, along with so many guns here. They could probably take the missiles as well here. They got more defenses and stuff like that. So yeah, you could fit more stuff in mobile suits in my opinion here. So even if they didn't have those Minovsky particles, Endjammers stuff, or even GN particles to deal with, they'd still be a massive advantage over fighter crafts in any way, shape, or form here. In fact, as I brought Double O, they've had mobile suits in Double O long before the Gundam and GN drive become a thing here. Not to mention, there's things like Gundam X, Wing Gundam, Gundam Age. It's like they didn't have any like Minovsky particle stuff or anything like that here. So yeah. And again, even here, technically, it's not the Endjammers are nowhere near as crippling as Minovsky particles. They just block out radio and radar communication systems. So thermal still work here. Technically, radar should work as well. LADAR, like laser based stuff like that here. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's even possible to have a strong enough communication system to just brute force past the Endjammer interference. But there's no worry of like the electronics becoming fried because of the Endjammers. Oh yeah, there's a complaint about mobile suits, stuff like that here. Like, nah, Nate, it never work. So it always sounds so hollow, especially when they don't like really research the Gundam here, Gundam Seed and Gundam and stuff like that, all the universes. And when they say, "Oh, well, the fighter can have all this stuff like that," it's like, Okay, now give me a reason why a mobile suit can't have everything that the fighter has. You can't. Oh boy, but yeah, this was a good, that's an interesting scenario here. We see the parts coming in and like they're confused here, but in the end they were right. And we see like yeah, or technically the non-official soldiers here. At the times of peace, not war, we must not make the last choice. That would be the first choice in wartime here, in which case to kill. And yeah, we see how that's the problem with you have a variable mobile suit like this here, in which even if the damage is by all rights superfluous, like not that big. If anything is damaged in any way, shape, or form, even like something like this, a shoulder armor, it could hinder even crippled ability to transform. I mean, you want an example of how fragile it is? Like, I remember I read in the Moon Gundam here, like the Fa here, like full armor mass production type of double Zeta Gundam here, a giant cannon here. It can transform, and its transformation system was jammed up because the main character of the manga threw a spear at threw a spear that got between the plates and into like the overall frame, the frame here, so it just seized it up. That's how sensitive these things can be, and why they're not mass produced here. This requires high maintenance. They're sensitive, and as such, a lot of money. So yeah, this is just another example of why, despite how good they are, no matter how well built they are, any damage, superfluous or not, could greatly handicap it. But unfortunately, they got spare parts here, enough for 2 units, and we're finally bringing the second unit, the second Eclipse Gundam here. Oh boy, I wonder how that could that be for the other guy. Hopefully. And yeah, we see there. Yeah, the general. This, I mean, obviously we know it's Zaft here and everything like that. In fact, the mono eyes should give it off here, but yeah, the general design and silhouette really does not match. Not even like the Jin or Gwei's models that they know of. No, so they got no data here, and even the reasoning here is like it's either a modified unit that no longer resembles the original model, which heavily modified, or a unit that hasn't been revealed to the public. We know it's that one. We know that Zaft has that here. We know they tested like the Zaku trial type there, and they had it. They tested it out during the war that was going on in Africa, I believe, here with Ed Harrelson, Ed the Ripper, and everything, and that was before the treaty signed. So that thing had an endjammer canceller, was nuclear powered, had some of the weaponry that was used in the Freedom and Justice. But after the treaty signed, they had to go back to the drawing board on that thing, and that's probably why the prototypes that got stolen. And yeah, even though they didn't entirely destroy it, leaving behind mostly the some legs for salvage there. Anything that could have given them hard evidence on where it came from, stuff like that, what it was completely eradicated. So nothing to work with. Then we have the Atlantic Federation here, in which Island of Guam. These guys, yeah, I like this here. Like I like how we see this in original Gundam as well here for some bit here, but I like how Seed really shows that the Seaborne Navy is still very much a solid thing here. It's a requirement here, especially with both sides have their own Navy force and such. So, and they modified them here to the point where they turn many of their ships into mobile suit carriers. We see how it's like here, how these guys are just anti-piracy control and everything like that here, while everyone in the Alliance, especially the Atlantic Federation, focuses on a post-war arms race. A power race, yeah. And holy shit. Yeah, it just power. The way they talk here is quite clear they weren't taking this seriously, so I doubt there was anyone really manning the radars that much here at all, or something. But yeah, the fact that it's still weird how maybe it was too high for them to see or something like that here. Where they weren't or the end, or because they were still under end jammer influence, because so the Gundam here was just sitting outside the radar range that could detect something like that here. So, but yeah, in the end, the fighters game there and like got their butts kicked as this thing just unloaded. I mean, look at this. Four the guns in the shield here. These Gatling guns. It got the missiles. I like how it's got all these these KEW rounds. Obviously, this is to save power and stuff like that. Because how much energy is he draining right now just staying afloat? A lot, no doubt. Yeah, he's also got like a bunch of missile rack right there. It's like, wow. So he is loaded with weaponry, which is pretty typical of Seed here. They went all out here. Just how much weaponry can we fit in a mobile suit? And here we got the other one here, which it shows how even this girl's a bit damaged by what we learned. It takes depth to make some people understand. So again, this goes back to what she said, like when she was giving mobile suits to those terrorists and such, and Kyo tried to talk them out of it, and she just like burned her by selling all this stuff here. Everything you said? You think they haven't tried? No, they've tried everything here, didn't work. They ignored them, so now, yeah, and so this line here, it takes depth to make some people understand. Yeah, it does make sense that she'd be like this. I mean, I've seen this before many a times. It's nothing new at all. Still, it's pretty sad. Still pretty sad and pitiful. But yeah, that's just how broken this world of Cosmic Era is. Not on the same level as UC, but still. Boy, you know, they really should do more of these motion mangas here with many of their other works. That'd be great. So, yeah, everyone, thank you for watching. As always, kind of what you all thought. Like, subscribe for more videos. Till next one, this is Mecha-san, logging out.